FileZilla is free, cross-platform FTP application software, consisting of FileZilla client and FileZilla server. Binaries are available for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS X. It supports FTP, SFTP, and FTPS. As of April 18, 2011, FileZilla client was the 9th most popular download of all time from SourceForge.net. Support for SFTP is not implemented in FileZilla server. FileZilla's source code is hosted on SourceForge and the project was featured as Project of the Month in November 2003. History: FileZilla was started as a computer science class project in the second week of January 2001 by Tim Koss and two classmates. Before they started to write the code, they discussed under which license they should release the code. They decided to make FileZilla an open-source project, because there were already many FTP clients available and they didn't think that they would sell a single copy if they made FileZilla commercial. Features: these are some features of FileZilla. Transfer files in FTP, SFTP, encrypted FTP such as FTPS and SFTP, support IPv6 which is the latest version of Internet Protocol, available in 47 languages worldwide, supports resume which means the file transfer process can be paused and continued, tabbed user interface for multitasking, to allow browsing more than one server or even transfer files simultaneously between multiple servers. Site Manager to manage server lists and transfer queue for ordering file transfer tasks, bookmarks for easy access to most frequent use, drag and drop, directory comparison for comparing local files and server files in the same directory. When the file doesn't have the same information it will highlight that file in color. Configurable transfer speed limits to limit the speed transferring the files, which helps reducing error of transferring. File name filters: users can filter as only specific files that have the conditions they want. Network configuration wizard: help configuring confusing network settings in form of step-by-step wizard. Remote file editing: for quickly edit file on server side on the fly. No need to download, edit on the computer and re-upload back to the server. Keep alive: if the connection has been idle for the long time it will check by sending keep alive command. HTTP/1.1, SOCKS5 and FTP proxy support, logging to file, synchronized directory browsing, remote file search to search file on the server remotely. Reception: in May 2008 Chris Forsman assessed FTP clients for Ars Technica, saying of FileZilla, "Some friends in the tech support world often recommend the free and open source FileZilla, which offers a Mac OS X version in addition to Windows and Linux. But I've never been thrilled about its busy interface, which can be daunting for novice users." Writing for Ars Technica in August 2008 Emil Podolinsky said, "This week's free, third-party application recommendation is FileZilla. This FTP client is very quick and is regularly updated. It may not have a beautiful GUI, but it certainly is fast and has never let me down." GoDaddy, Clarion University of Pennsylvania and National Capital Freenet recommend FileZilla for uploading files to their web hosting services. FileZilla is available in the repositories of many Linux distributions, including Debian, Ubuntu, Triskel and Parabola GNU Linux. In January 2012 Connect.com gave FileZilla their highest rating of spectacular, 5 out of 5 stars. Since the project's participation in SourceForge's program to create revenue by adware, which is frequently perceived as deceptive and malware, several reviewers started warning about downloading FileZilla and discouraged users from using it. Criticism: bundled adware issues. Since middle of 2013, the project's hosting site, SourceForge.net, provides the main download of FileZilla with a download wrapper, offering additional software for the user to install. Numerous reports of users say that some of the adware installs without consent, despite declining on all install requests or uses deception to obtain the user's acceptance to install. Among the reported effects are, web browser being hijacked, with content, start page and search engines being forcibly changed, disturbing pop-up windows, privacy spying issues, sudden shutdown and restart events possibly leading to loss of current work. Some of the adware is reported to resist removal or restoring of previous settings, or to reinstall after a supposed removal. Also, users reported adware programs to download and install more unwanted software, some causing alerts by security suites, for being genuine malware. The FileZilla webpage currently still offers additional download options without adware installs, but the link to the adware download appears as the primary link, highlighted and marked as recommended. The program author keeps saying in the project's forum that all additional downloads were optional, could easily be declined, and that nothing will be installed without consent. On the question, if he was urged by the project's host to accept the bundling of downloads with adware, he negated and explained, "I do this for a living." Missing password encryption. From version 3 onwards, FileZilla stores all saved usernames and passwords as plaintext files. This allows any malware that has gained even limited access to the user's system to simply read the data stored in these files and to remotely transfer this data to the attacker, potentially handing over control of websites and servers used for further spreading malware and creating powerful botnets. FileZilla's author responded to such criticism saying if your system is secure, you can use nuclear missile launch codes as desktop background. However, the proposed master password encryption would be the only solution in certain use cases. On Windows 7 and 8, users would need a professional or higher license for NTFS encrypting file system, or enterprise for BitLocker drive encryption in order to make your system secure enough for plaintext passwords, effectively making the other Windows editions insecure for using with FileZilla. Furthermore, FileZilla does not communicate to the user the fact that passwords are stored in plaintext. FSRIPT is a FileZilla modification that automatically encrypts sensitive FTP accounts and configuration files. Storing encrypted private key files is still not supported in current versions, as well as using SSH agent, in the same way as previous versions of FileZilla. Private key authentication is usually recommended over password-based authentication. Release history. The release notes shown are for the current series build. FileZilla Server. FileZilla Server is a sister product to FileZilla Client. It is an FTP server supported by the same project and features support for FTP and FTP over SSL/TLS. FileZilla Server is currently available only on the Windows platform. FileZilla Server is a free, open-source FTP server. Its source code is hosted on SourceForge.net. Features: FileZilla Server supports FTP and FTPS. It includes numerous functionalities, including compression with Mode Z, encryption with SSL/TLS, issues. Unlike some other FTP clients, FileZilla does not implement a workaround for an error in the IIS server which causes file corruption when resuming large file downloads. See also: List of FTP server software, comparison of FTP client software, references. External links, official website, FileZilla on SourceForge.net, FileZilla Server FAQ, FileZilla Wiki.